Black cannot deal with this. They actually cannot deal with this, and we have Notebook forever because their deck does nothing against this. Seems pretty good. Shortlet. Was I fast enough? Yes! The reflex you get from... Whoever says that it's a nerd game, no, it's a physical game. You need to be quick for this game or you lose. We actually... Hello everyone, it's Sloth here and today we are with Control, more Control, but this time with green. I know you don't like green, but I think in Bant Control it's actually excusable. And I had a blast because this is one of the decks with Tamiyo. So we have some plays. So what deck is about? Deck is about, of course, controlling drawing cards and countering some spells, but we have some nice tools to enhance this plan. Joint Exploration, to be honest, is probably the biggest one. This is something that goes in place of Impulse in like Azorius or Dimir decks, because you can not only get the card that you need, you can also find the land and also play it. So it's a very versatile card, and the fact that you ramp, because of course I said that sometimes you don't care about this mana, but it's under the pressure of mono black. Normally with this deck you want as much mana as possible, of course, because you can basically capitalize on infinite mana with some of the neat things we have thanks to going into band colors. So Joint Exploration card that I really enjoyed. I really like this one. Alright, so what next? We have Silver Scrutiny, card that went instead of previously, I think that was Broker's Charm, because it's actually a better card. So the only situation when it's better is when you want to remove enchantment, because that card had like 3 modes, you don't use one of the modes, so either you draw 2 cards for 3 mana, or you just destroy enchantment, if I recall. But this one is just better. I think it's just better because it's a heavy card though, and sometimes you need to refill the hand with like 5-6 cards, something crazy like this. And the Broker's Charm cannot do it. Silver Scrutiny is much stronger in this regard, and drawing 3 cards at the end step is already good enough, especially like this is the reason why we play 4 of those, because the more you have them, the more wasteful you can be and more flexible. Like if you have only 1 in the hand and that's your only card draw spell, you probably won't cast it for 2. However, if you have 2 of them, you can waste the first one, stabilize your lines, get some better answers, you know, and then the second one is the real like game closer. So that's why we play 4 and 2 Memory Deluge. It's a very good package that gives you extreme amounts of value. So with that being said, we have an interesting loop thanks to Bant. We have Shigeki. You know Shigeki, you love Shigeki. It basically goes with the channel ability, and with this deck you don't really play as a creature, you have only 1. If it gets exiled, this game plan is over. So we need to be really careful about this one. And with the channel, you can get back basically anything you want that is not legendary. For example, more Silver Scrutinies, more March, more Fateful Absence, or just go white and go for Farewell. So those are the interesting parts, but of course, as a part of the infinite loop, you can get back Endless Detour, the spell that is not extremely played, and actually as a counter spell, I believe it's sometimes worse than the Ertai Scorn, but it has its moments. But the reason it's in the deck is Shigeki. You can get back Shigeki from your own graveyard, and then basically cast it every single turn. So thanks to those 3 cards, you can basically make infinite value out of this deck, which other versions cannot do. They might use Devious Cover-Up. It's also interesting way to do it, but then you shuffle into library. With this you can directly take from like whatever card you need at the moment. So it's a bit more powerful, especially if you have a lot of mana every single turn. So this is some emergency game plan that you generally want to go for if you are in the grindy game. If you aren't, you probably give up on this and just play as a normal control, but it's nice to have like basically 1 card investment for infinite loop, because Endless Detour is good on its own, so generally this is something you still want to play, especially with this deck. It also answers Tenacious Underdog because it doesn't put them into the graveyard, which is sometimes a really big deal. We will see in some of the games. We had situations when our opponent decided that he doesn't want to draw Tenacious Underdog because it's too slow. It's way too slow, especially if they expect removal next turn. So definitely one of the thinkers for the mono black. Okay, we have temporary lockdown, mostly for the tenacious underdog. Like if we are playing against mono red, it exiles all the ticks, right? That I say it right? And all the Kumano, like those small annoying creatures, and of course tenacious underdog. The problem with this card I have is that it doesn't remove the tenacious underdog on blitz mode, so they can just infinite blitz it and you will never hit it with the lockdown. But it also hits enchantments, and that's a very popular deck as well, so you can basically exile everything they have. So temporary lockdown I think has a place in this deck. We have also Depopulate, because every single player on the ladder seems to be mono black player, so they don't have multicolored creature because it's a mono themed deck. So Depopulate is basically the same as Wrath of God, and I heard it's a good card. Yeah. So the big deal to finish the game is Wandering Emperor and the Tamiyo. This is basically like a small combo that we run, and this is one of the reasons for the Bant colors as well. First of all, you know I like Tamiyo, she's great. But with this deck, you can go for -4, so minus X ability. When you play her for 5, you pay 4 loyalty, and you can get back the Emperor at the same turn. What's best? You can cast the Emperor at the end step. You can minus her. You exile one of the creatures, right? Then, main phase, you go -1, you get the Samurai. Then you play Tamiyo. Then you -4, and you do it all over again. And you are still left with the Emperor, because you can exile another creature, and they usually attack with everything. So it's very likely you can exile 2 creatures. I'm saying it because I played the game when that happened. So I know. And yeah, and what's best about Tamiyo? Her ultimate is amazing, but it has one big drawback. If your opponent can destroy artifact, it's very useless. It's very useless. However, Mono Black has literally 0 ways to deal with artifacts, so you will draw 2 cards a turn and have everything discounted incredibly for the rest of the game, which with cards like Silver Scrutiny, like Joint Exploration, Memory Deluge, Emperor, Depopulate, like everything basically, even Farewell. The discount is insane. So that's really strong effect. If you can get to ultimate, which is pretty quick, like you like +1ing Tamiyo because it's really good ability, one of the best of hers. Like 2 turns and you are at 7. Third turn, you threaten the ultimate, and it's worth sacrificing Tamiyo. In usual situations, you want this extra turn to keep her alive, but against like decks that cannot answer artifacts, you just go for the -7 and you draw card instantly and you go from there. So this is the deck. My impressions after playing it. Oh boy, we played so much mono black. I don't mind mono black as much. I prefer it over Boros, but man, it's a lot of games against the same deck. And my impression, like, I'm not sure. I didn't play still enough games to have like 100% like sure how good the deck performs. We are hovering around 50% win rate against mono black with this in diamond, but I feel that part of this success is us overplaying opponents. So I'm not sure if the deck has winning record against mono black. So maybe it's not the best time for this deck, to be fair, because I feel like the results are okay. So this is one of the reasons I don't like all the win rates discussions, because if you look at the win rate, it's like around 50%. But like I think we are at disadvantage. Like you need to go on the play, and you need to get really good answers. Like if they get Liliana and you didn't get your Fateful Absence, and honestly there is a chance that it should have been this. Okay, so that's your payout for watching the intro until the end. It might be because there are so many Lilianas. I kinda probably like this version a lot, because like the Destroy Evil is against Shordred, but it's okay if you remove it with Fateful Absence, and if you cannot answer Liliana that they always play 4, it's a big deal. You have Negate, but Negate is against Invoke Despair together with Ertai Scorn, so you basically want to play like this, but you need to hit specific answers in specific times. If you don't, you very often fall behind. So it's a hard recommendation for me because the deck is sweet, it's very strong and very powerful, but I'm not sure how good it is against mono black, and that's basically the full ladder. So yeah, on the fence with this one. Watch the games. I will include also some of the losing ones, so you can get to see when the deck performs well and when it dies to the mono black. So hopefully you can make the answer better than I did. For me, it's inconclusive. I think we have a hard time against mono black. With that being said, if you like experimenting, if you try to beating the meta with cool decks that aren't meta, don't forget to subscribe. We do this stuff every single day and we try to enjoy it, even with the black infested ladder right now. And honestly, I still like the meta more than the Boros times, so you know, we need to accept the best of the current situation. At least we get to play more than 3 turns, right? So don't forget to subscribe, enjoy the games, and I really hope you enjoy this deck because I really like Bant control. It's one of my favorite archetypes, and we'll try to make it work in the new standard. Sooner or later, it will happen. Okay, so we are going second with Fateful Absence, so we will take it. March is even better, because we are of course against mono black, which is always the rule. Okay, so we have Azorius mana, then we play Otawara and those are untapped, so we are successfully over the early game nearly. This will hurt though. This is actually a bigger deal, let's say. Okay, so let's play as I mentioned. Hopefully he will use the curtains just to make a pick. Oh yeah. You know they are greedy for the picking. This is something we really wanted to remove because this is the target for the match. So, like so far, so good I would say. Now we have shown that it is Bant indeed. I think we take 3. It's a worthy investment to potentially get additional cards from Depopulate because this is short red turn. Oh, I see. Okay, I have an idea. So, let's see the attack. Smirk. Sideways. Win. Alright, then we exile this one, because this is the one that stays. The other one does not. And then we are ready with the Emperor. And while he draws card, which is not perfect, Emperor is pretty good card, I heard. Oh boy, and we will have so many Depopulate. Depopulate is amazing in this meta, because, like, basically, there's no downside. Basically. Alright, how do we play it? March will be tricky to play. We definitely need to get rid of Shortlet. I think Depopulate is the answer, so we go card for card. We can play Emperor, then plus, then if he activates the Tenacious Underdog, Emperor does not die, so I think that's the play. It's not perfect, but we need to be smart. At least try to be. But yeah, Shortlet definitely a tricky beast. Oh, Tamiyo. If I knew Tamiyo is here, maybe I would play differently. Like, we can play the completed version. Sorry, Tamiyo. And then plus it for 4. It's actually not bad. Okay, I might regret this decision so much. But you know what? Tamiyo is pretty good. And if we can sneak her, and he cannot punish us, even so, the next turn is Invoke Despair, right? Like, this is something he really wants to cast. And with Tamiyo, Emperor is... Oh! We can just kill the Shortlet next turn. Okay, so right now on my mind there's one question. Does he have Despair? Because this will destroy one of the Planewalkers. If he has Despair, we want to -1. If he doesn't, we probably don't. But I think risking the Emperor is good enough. Like, we get some damage, but this is like making his turn awkward. If he has Despair... Oh. Enjoy the show, son. Enjoy the sun. Yeah. Okay, so he went with Farewell. We get punished for drawing cards. Classic. No reason to really attack, I think. Let's just go with the obvious play, shall we? We could heal, but I think making another samurai is better, and we have Depopulate. And given our opponent is always mono black, we are in no danger he will ever draw a card with this. Like, do we have something that we care? No. There's a small trick you can make. You might not know it, but you can get rid of the clue and they cannot use it. They cannot use it on the future turn as well. Okay. If that's his play, I will probably get rid of the Depopulate, most likely.
But I'm taking the credit when we win.
Like, he still needs to discard. It's not extremely good for him. And yeah, I think this is Depopulate. Like, there will be long time before we hurt. Yeah, we both discarded sweepers. Probably one is not right. Alright, so we can draw a lot of cards. That's really hot. To quote Will Smith. Alright, so do they have the cut down? Do they have the cut down? Because we really want to pressure Liliana. I think making another one. Yeah, they have cut down. So I think they waited for the attack. If we targeted it, yeah, they would do it in response, and then we are left with nothing. That's exactly what I feared. That was my worst fear. Comedy achieved. Yeah, the memes will be in verbal version right now. So, we definitely want to play the land. He really wants to plus the Liliana, but we can then cast Silver Scrutiny in response after he's declared. Like, Liliana is irritating, definitely, but I think we have ways to deal with her somehow in time. Oh, crew doesn't need to be tapped. Okay, scrap the smart play. So he's preparing for +1, just to know his options. Oh, now we are talking different. Okay, I see. He doesn't have Tenacious Underdog mana. Oh boy, I think he's out of options. Like, that was not a good turn for him. Oh, and this is very good turn for us. Oh boy, I think we are starting to take over this game. We could even make additional Emperor. I'm not sure if that's perfect. Yeah, it is. It actually is perfect. So we threaten the ultimate. And now do we make... No, I like my Planewalkers. They're pretty cool. So far.
Remember your training.
And we have March and he knows about it. So it makes his place really awkward. Oh boy, he's falling behind very quickly. It's still in the game is still on. The game is still on. It might not be after this turn. Oh my god, we are completely destroying this guy. Oh, he wants to discard a card. However, first, like, there's no reason to not play the kicker. So let's try the full version. No need for lands. Emperor is pretty good. Okay? Oh no 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 no. No 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 no. And I will discard it. Like, Lockdown is the next card, but it has some functions. Okay, more underdogs. So, skill. So much skill. Black cannot deal with this. They actually cannot deal with this. And we have Notebook forever because their deck does nothing against this. Seems pretty good. Okay, so let's make -1. Oh, right. I was wondering, why is it discounted? And it's discounted wrong. Yeah, because of the Tamiyo. Oh man, we actually played... Oh, it's so cool. Oh my god, that's so freaking cool. It definitely was worth Tamiyo. If the deck could answer it, I wouldn't sacrifice Tamiyo, but against this kind of mono black that cannot do anything against it, it's just way too good. It's just actually way too good. Okay. He's minusing Liliana very hard so far. I still think we don't kill Liliana. Like, he +1 is painful for him. Yeah? Like, he can discard cards, but we draw 2 a turn and he draws 1, and he cannot use underdogs. Like, he was completely like diminished over the time. Like, we had counterplays to everything he did, and Liliana is not great if your opponent draws more cards than you. Alright, nice. We are going first. That's so amazing. So, let's play some lands. We will start with this one, because we want to have green, just in case for the joint exploration, and this has to be a land, a turn 2 land. So, we have Negate open, and of course we are playing against the same deck as always, and Negate is actually incredibly strong here. That was a really good play. Okay, nice. Let's play land. And now we can go for the kicker with joint exploration, so the Depopulate is on. Sure, I never minded it. Man, they have so much Bankbusters at start always. Okay, and we want... I don't think we need more lands. I think 4 is enough for now. Like, for now, because we might draw another one, so I don't want to float with them. And we will definitely put this land here. Okay, we didn't float. We got what we asked for. Bankbuster at the top is not the best play in the world. It doesn't really do much. So I think it's just Emperor. Sure, sure. We have instants, so we don't need to care too much. If he attacks, that's really good for us. Do you want to tap it, please? Sure. Okay, that's really good for us. So we removed all of his card advantage, basically. And now we can go... Yeah, that's the punish. Oh boy, I always forget the stop. I knew about it and I forgot when he attacked with the Banebuster. So we can go with Depopulate, if we care. I would rather take, like, leave Emperor on the board, I think. We cannot counter the first... Man, this land was actually important that I skipped. That's a little bit of pain. So how do we do it? We cannot let him attack, right? But Invoke Despair is on the table. Invoke Despair, he will just attack. I don't think we have any way to prevent it unless we sacrifice the Emperor. So I think this is the play, just to protect the counter spell and invoke. We don't care about him gaining life too much. We take this damage. It hurts, I know, but we have to. And now is the moment of truth. That definitely asks for Depopulate, doesn't it? He will get rid of the Emperor most likely. Okay, what will you take? Emperor. Good choice, my friend. And okay, let's wait until the end step. Okay, it's the end step. We will go with the kicker. Those are good cards that we would really want to draw. Those are really good cards, but I want my lands. And we have a lot of Cardo in the deck. Yep. We could also remove something if we cared. But the Depopulate is just very good value right now. Man, the damage is stacking so much. If we attack, I'm pretty sure he will be scared to block. Maybe not, but probably not worth the risk. Told you. Free damage, baby. Do we care about the green? Man, this is such a bad tap. I think this is the correct tap, yeah. Man, why would the tapper play otherwise? And of course we are playing always against mono black, so the Depopulate is basically a Wrath of God. We can counter the second spell, not the first one, so it always hurts. After sweeping you get hit by this. Always! However, then you untap, and then you can make some interesting plays finally. The refill definitely hurt. Okay. He wants to attack. Mid hook. Okay, that's an interesting one. So he thinks this goes through. That's really great. Now, Detour, do you want to repeat it next turn? Of course he does. We could counter it, but I don't think that's the main thing we need to counter. Memory Deluge definitely a solid draw here. And Smork, he's just, you can see the blood in his eyes, basically. Oh boy, mono black players, straight from Boros. Okay, so how do we do it? Those are really good cards that we needed before. So how do we do it? With Shigeki we can get something interesting from the graveyard if we get time. This won't be good enough because we need something that hits at instant speed, so it's probably this. And you know what? Tamiyo is okay. Tamiyo is kinda okay. Oh, right. We need one more mana because I think that it was highlighted, so we had so this was the second spell. So we need to do it like this. He will attack, he will draw a card. So a lot of cards, but we definitely need to prevent like the damage. With mid-hook it's definitely closer than usual. Oh, Trespasser as well. Man, this draw. Man, when I play mono black I just get mana screwed every game. Oh boy. Okay, so that's the Emperor. Really strong play. We probably would prefer... We don't have instant, so we probably have to go for the Emperor. This means that this switches to nighttime and exiles too. But yeah, he can deal 2 damage. He has very good targets for exile. And that's a lot. But we don't have other choices, I think. I guess we can play Shigeki as a creature. It won't pain us too much. Cut down. I guess it's not the main thing we want to do, it was just additional one. The Emperor is the big play. And we wanted to play something so it doesn't go into the nighttime. So let's give them the attack. Man, I would actually want him to kill the Emperor. Can we do it to bait the attack? Yeah, we... they won't attack then. If I play this, they just won't attack at all, probably. You know what? Let's try. Maybe we can bait them. Let's pretend we did a mistake. I will do an oopsie. Oh, I'm so... I so messed up. Oh no. Oh no. I think, yeah. Still face. Okay, good call. Good call. I really wanted to bait this. That's a 1 damage. Okay, so we exile the underdog. We get back to 5. He draws in response because that's definitely the play. And we are at 2. He doesn't draw. And now. Okay, so we are going places right now. And we have enough for counter spell. So we play Tamiyo normally. Right? We have... Oh no. If we play Tamiyo without the Phyrexian mana, which kills us, we need to discard. Okay, so I guess there's no counter spells for us. So we play the Emperor, then we discard this. Yeah, it's still worth it. But we definitely want this. Like, bro, please tap correctly. And we pay this mana. Okay, better. Of course he has chosen to tap this instead of this, which is like plain worse play in every possible situation, but you know, that's the auto-tapper for you. Alright, we are getting back the Emperor. We are Exiling another irritating creature. The word definitely hurts. Like this was our last play that would probably win us the game if we counter whatever he has left. But we are still there. We are definitely still there. Let's make a bigger 3-3. This is for Liliana maybe. And let's tap, I don't know, whatever. We have counter spell, we need to start smoking him. He doesn't seem to have, it might be like removal, but then he probably would remove the samurai if that was cut down, so maybe more mid-hook massacres? Okay. How many can you draw in top 22 cards? Like it's already way above like the statistics. Okay, and that's the card we needed. This is exactly the card that we needed. What is the problem? Invoke the spell? Not really. I think we make more dudes. Let's attack first in case there's a reaction. No reaction. Let's plus. Alright, and that's a card refill. I'm not sure if we go full value or go for 3 to have response. Because like there are ways he can kill us, right? Aw, he's impatient. He wants to play another match with his meta deck. Okay, I know, sorry. Do we go for... Yeah, let's go. He didn't have answers before. There's high chance he doesn't have right now. And we have double samurai, so even invoke the spell doesn't kill us. He needs multiple invoke the spells. And he already played what? 2 of them? Shortlet. Was I fast enough? Yes! The reflex you get from... Whoever says that it's a nerd game, no, it's a physical game. You need to be quick for this game or you lose. We actually would nearly lose if I didn't do it fast enough. That's so hilarious. Magic as intended. Oh boy. The comeback. The comeback is real. Can I draw cards with no panic? Oh, he's not happy with the results. Man, his draw was so good. Like, he was such well drawing with Invoke the Spells, and that was still not enough. Man, what's up with going second? Like, I really feel that we are going second like 80% of the games or something crazy like this. It doesn't feel like 50% at all. And with this hand, like, I will take it because we have the Detour and March. On the draw you need like more removal than interaction like counter spells. So if you are left with only counter spells, that's not great. Even if you have a sweeper, like, okay, you can sweep, but they also have next cards, you know? So you cannot answer the follow-up. So in the end it's still not great. How do we play this one out? I don't want to sacrifice cards to the March. I think we are taking 3. Okay, so the best play is probably Ertai Scorn, if he double casts somehow, but it means that the threats will be so... Please, no op. Bro, no op. We actually need to consider it for, like, serious. If he plays op, I don't think we can win. And this is the moment when we can answer it. Because they usually go for instant attack, and then if you don't answer, they play double op and they plus you. So I actually think maybe we should remove it. Okay, I'm taking the risk. If this is op, I think we lose. Being on the draw is rough against this kind of deck. Do you have it? Okay, he doesn't. Okay, that's super important. It's still pretty bad. Like, double harvester is no joke, but at least it's not up. Alright, so let's start with some plays. We have a Ganja activated. This will definitely be a removal. And we say go. Oh boy, like, the full game is us trying to battle being on the draw, but so far we are doing a decent job. I wouldn't say great job, but decent. We need to start reducing the damage. They have at least less cards, so you need to like remove options they have already, because they won't have perfect options usually with this one less card. Usually. We need to be ready for turn 5. You can see that he's very heavy in the swamp department. It usually shows you they play Invoke, because that's how you build the mana base for Invoke decks. Alright, Farewell. Farewell is not the worst. I honestly think Endless Detour is the worst here. Even though it's 3-colored counterspell, you would assume it's better than the Ertai Scorn. That is mono blue, but that's not the case. We don't have double white. That's a big deal. Oh boy. He will try to empty his hand as soon as possible so he can plus Liliana freely, and that's a big issue. Man, we are really oppressed from every angle. We even oppressed from our own deck because we didn't hit double white. Did I discard? Yeah, I went with a Ganjo. Maybe that, in retrospect, was the mistake. Maybe we should have went with the March. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I didn't see. Oh boy. Yeah, in retrospect, a Ganjo was a mistake. I didn't realize I don't have double white. Okay, I think we take it. It's extremely painful, like 10 and 12 is already quite low against Rakdos. But I think it's way too important that we counter whatever is happening. Worst case, we can actually exile something. Are you freaking serious? You still have it? He just cast it without the casualty. It's extremely important that we counter it. Like, we cannot answer Planewalkers very well. And now the question, we definitely keep up the march. We play it on this one. I think Farewell. It doesn't hit Planewalkers. You need to remember, Farewell would hit the Smithhook Massacre if it was on the board. He's discarding it, we are both suffering. That's what Liliana does to meta. We are both suffering. And you know what? That seems pretty good. Yes, I will gladly pay this one life just to get rid of the Harvester. Maybe I should have done the Samurai thing. Maybe. I might be too impatient, but I want to get it done. And maybe I'm a bit wasteful because I have another Emperor, you know? Liliana will become a problem. Okay, the token. Ooh, that is a big deal. Okay, real choice here. Huh. Yeah, and we wouldn't get to Farewell ever with Liliana on the board. He will ultimate us next turn. But we can take all the mana and play the Emperor. Okay, I think this is the play. Thank you, deck. That's actually pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. Yep, we are playing like this. You will see. I'm pretty sure he will minus 6 and kill his own Liliana, which is not the correct choice in my opinion. I think he should +1 until we have no cards and then ultimate, and then keep Liliana. But there's high chance he will just go full grid mode. And that's what he's thinking about. So when he -6, whatever he splits, we in response take all the 5 mana, and then after the split we will make the Emperor. So whatever we choose, we probably will end with 3 lands. So he will split 2 lands and a creature into 3 lands, and we need to decide, do we prefer land or Samurai? Like, Samurai is not bad, but I think we use March on this one or this one, and then make a new Samurai. So our opponent is definitely in the think mode. He has no idea what to do. And yeah, I think he should play this card, then +1, then attack. Most likely, or attack with one of them. So yeah, maybe Sleeper can be on the defensive just to protect Liliana. Because there is a high chance that if he doesn't have removal, he might not get to ultimate Liliana, because, you know, we might hit removal, then we attack with the Samurai. He went... Wow, that was a hard choice. Oh boy, do we play Fable? Nobody ever played Fable so far in the Magic. Sorry, I'm a mean control player. That's fine. No, I really think, jokes aside, he was thinking about Liliana, because that's actually quite hard decision. It's interesting that he decided not to. I think in response... Oh, so now he sees that he will probably have time for it next turn. Okay, so... we don't have enough mana to get rid of the sleeper, which is annoying a little bit. But he has no... Oh, right. He has Liliana, right. Huh. Oh, we won't have enough. Oh, that's okay. I didn't realize this one. That's a hard choice. Sleeper needs more mana, so we have some time. Man, I kinda wish I had Farewell. Not gonna lie. If we play the Emperor this turn, is it good enough? They will just trade with the Sleeper, right? Or the Goblin. Yeah, I think it's smart.
I'm tired of your
I
secrets.
think it's March, and we are forced to play the Emperor at dance. Really hard game. Liliana definitely completely messed us up. If you cannot answer and counter her in time, because you are especially on the draw, you have really hard time for the rest of the game. And we didn't hit our Fateful Absences that are exactly for this reason in the deck. So let's make some Samurais. They have haste, so that's kinda big deal. Okay, I kinda like it. It's not perfect, but we can at least get some advantage trade from our opponent, and when he thinks that he will +1, so he discards the only card we have, then we play Memory Deluge, of course, and we will have one card left. Oh, that's an interesting one. He wants to trade. But he doesn't realize that the first strike is a mechanic in Magic the Gathering, so he will... yeah, we want to kill Sleeper, I think. It's more threatening. And it's basically a... yeah, bro, do you know how first strike works? That's an oopsie, but I don't want to be mean. But that's definitely an oopsie. Yeah, enjoy your 2 damage. So good, so good. There was no reason to do double block. The only reason was if he feared I have 1 removal, but the block is blocked. It's already blocked after the declarations. Even if I removed his creature, I still don't hit Liliana, so there was actually no reason to do it. And you'll have to see it. Man, I wonder... he definitely should keep +1. Like, the pressure of discarding whatever I have is a big deal. Even like if I'm holding a land, like I'm only at 5. I need 6 for Farewell, so land is actually extremely important. So whatever he discards is generally good. However, card draw is the only thing that doesn't hurt as much. Man, he's really tanking. He basically has 1 card. I think the Liliana of the Veil is the reason he tanks so quick, so much, but bro, we need to do it at some point. Okay? He made the call. And now it means that we have 2 cards for the next turn. Okay. We might as well go for this one, right? Enjoy. He can feel that this was specifically fetched just to mess him up a bit. Okay, but definitely a problem with the ultimate. We need to keep attacking. Okay, I have an idea. I have a pretty good idea. He already showed that he loves to double block. He messed it up, so right now I think he might go... that's a bummer. I hoped he will be like, haha, now I didn't mess it up. And I really hoped he will double block, then we would play another Emperor and clear the board basically. Man, the Kiki-Jiki train, stop this! We cleared the board so many times and it's still like the plaque of all the Kiki-Jikis. And this is actually... okay. So we definitely want... Oh, no, 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 no. We need as much white mana as possible. And this goes blue. And do we need green? No. No, we don't. Enjoy your splitting. You need to do it before the ultimate, because after the ultimate the effect finalizes and you need to sacrifice part of the permanents before you get to react. This is like full effect and you can react before the start of this effect and after it ends. So if you don't get mana right now, you won't have moment to do it. I believe. I didn't try it, but from the rules that's what it should suggest. Okay, so on one side, okay, so basically more lands. What are his attacks? That's the weaker samurai. Don't forget, he can make a lot of copies for Kikijiki, but he can only attack with one. I think this is the pair. That's a good split. He made a really decent split. Yeah, I think it's this. Oh no no no! You always choose which one sacrifice. I always mess it up so much. Okay, and now the mana is here. Even though, and now he needs to go into the next step to burn our mana without the actual mana burn, you know. Oh, that's interesting. We can remove Kikijiki now. We can go for the -2. We don't get to draw cards though. So that's a big important decision. How do we play this one out? Because yeah, he will make a copy. We cannot do anything about it. But we can prevent double Kikijiki for the future turns. We will have at most 3 mana. Oh boy, I have no idea what is the right call. I don't like losing one Emperor, to be honest. It will also be at lower loyalty than normally. And 1 Kikijiki is a lot already. Okay, you got it, bro. You got it. And now we need to make the play. Liliana. The biggest pain of this game. If not Liliana, we would win this, I think, so hard. That's a really decent draw. It doesn't hit Kikijikis though. It doesn't hit Kikijikis. Man, he will protect Liliana so hard. I don't think we block. I think we give up the Emperor. It's not perfect, but that's how it is. We need to make sure that he's forced to sacrifice Reflection. Like this one to block to protect Liliana. Farewell. We're a long way from the farewell, but we really want to get rid of Liliana. We cannot play Emperor because we don't have enough stuff. Yep, that's a force block. So at least one reflection of Kikijiki is gone. And we can Emperor in the next turn. So this is the land. Now we have option of lockdown. Guys, how good lockdown is. Like blood tokens, they are okay, but I think card in the hand is more important. We need something to discard. So we play Yavimaya Coast, then we -2 the Kikijiki Reflection, and then we discard the rest of the hand, right? Blood tokens make sure that he has one good draw. Okay, I still think we play it. Man, that is probably the hardest game I have played against mono black pretending to be red. Like this is the only card that mattered this game. Yep. Okay, so my hope was that this was a decent card and he didn't want to cycle it twice. Oh man, he got the full value. That was exactly the perfect value from this card. Well, not very lucky, are we? So we need to discard Farewell to Liliana, then Yavimaya Coast, and as an answer to second +1 we play the Emperor. But it's still super rough, like he might get to another ultimate before we get all the answers, and we will never cast Farewell because of Liliana splitting our lands. Shoulder. Bro, You are really thinking so much about those plays. Like, it was pretty obvious, right? We don't have sweepers. Oh man, that was hard game. I probably messed something at some point, but Liliana was basically the only reason we lost.